She was found exactly where she said she would be, exactly when she said it would happen, and nobody to this day can explain how she knew. There are true crime cases that shock you, cases that disturb you, cases that keep you awake at night. And then there are cases like Florence Beaumont's, cases that quietly dismantle everything you thought you understood about how the world works. This is one of those cases, and once you hear it, you will not be able to unhear it. Florence Edith Beaumont was born on September 3, 1918, in Cheltenham, England, the eldest daughter of a respected solicitor and a former schoolmistress. By her 40s, she was a woman of quiet distinction, well-read, measured in her words, and known for an unusual perceptiveness. She lived alone in the family home on Bays Hill Road, attended church on Sundays, and maintained a meticulous personal journal since the age of 14. She kept 31 leather-bound journals spanning 1932 to 1962. It was the final volume, Volume 31, that would become the most scrutinized personal document in Gloucestershire Constabulary history. Beginning in January 1962, 9 months before her death, Florence's journal entries changed dramatically. She began documenting recurring, vivid dreams that grew increasingly specific. She described seeing herself lying at the foot of the main staircase in her home, the house in darkness, the front door open, autumn leaves drifting across the threshold. On March 14, 1962, she wrote, "I have seen it again, more clearly this time. It will be an October evening. I am certain of it now. I am not frightened. I only wish I understood whether I am meant to prevent it or simply to bear witness to what cannot be changed." By August 1962, she had written the exact date, October 22nd, 1962, plainly, without drama. In the weeks leading up to that date, Florence made a series of deliberate visits. She updated her will with her solicitor. She visited her closest friend, Dorothy Hale, bringing gifts and embracing her in what Dorothy later called a final goodbye. She wrote a formal letter to her parish vicar in the past tense. 4 separate individuals later confirmed receiving what felt like deliberate farewell communications. At 7:14 p.m. on October 22nd, 1962, neighbor Mrs. Constance Webb noticed Florence's front door standing open. She stepped inside and found Florence at the foot of the main staircase, exactly as described in the journals. The house was dark. Autumn leaves had drifted across the threshold. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The initial assessment indicated a fatal fall, a tragic accident, until the journals were examined. Detective Inspector Raymond Collis described the case as the most profoundly disturbing of his career, not because of what had been done, but because of what could not be explained. The final journal entry, written approximately 6 weeks earlier, read, "Today is the day. I have made my peace with everyone who matters. The house is tidy. I should like whoever finds this to know that I was not afraid and that I did not suffer. I only ask that someone, someday, takes the trouble to understand what I could not." Handwriting and forensic analysis confirmed the entry had been written weeks in advance, with extraordinary calm. The inquest in November and December 1962 returned a verdict of accidental death. There was no evidence of foul play or suicide. But in his closing remarks, the coroner stated, "This court has reached a verdict consistent with the evidence before it. What this court cannot do, and does not attempt to do, is explain the contents of Miss Beaumont's journals, or the remarkable correspondence between what she wrote and what occurred. That question lies beyond the competence of any court." Florence Beaumont's 31 journals were donated to the Gloucestershire Archives in 1964, where they remain today. No definitive explanation has ever been established. Florence Beaumont wrote the date of her death 6 weeks before it happened. She described the scene with forensic accuracy. She said her goodbyes, and then she waited. The most mysterious cases are never the ones where we cannot find the truth. They are the ones where we find it and still cannot understand it. Florence Beaumont was 44 years old. She is buried in the churchyard of St. Mary's, Cheltenham, beneath a simple headstone that reads, at her own instruction, "She knew. She was not afraid."